Morning, everybody. Chad, Adler Farms. I think old Frank's lost. He just realized he's not an alpaca. Kind of a little bit of a standoff going on because Mama is not cutting him any slack. Look at that. She's so mean. She does actually kind of have an attitude. She always has. All right, let's see if we can get the critters up here. Gonna need the side by side. A little bit late this morning, later start, which is no big deal. Had to run down to the feed store and get the cubes. Oh my goodness, get the cube. There's my wallet. Doggone it. Case and I took, we took the side by side down to the gas station last night. It was pretty funny. In Oklahoma, you can drive these on the road legally. So about 8 o'clock at night when the sun was heading down and it was nice and cool, we decided we'd take this down the road. It was a good time. There we go. Oh man, the oil light's on. Change the oil in the old Honda. That'll be a good time. I'm sure it's front and center. Woo! Come back, Frank. Woo! In an effort to get tipsy, I ended up fly spraying my truck. So that's a good time. Let's deal with the flies. All right, man. We've had a busy week. We had Ryan Miller from Ryno Drain and Morgan out here, one of his buddies, working on the plumbing, and they actually got it all wrapped up yesterday. It's stinking awesome. I have 2 working showers, 2 working toilets, and one of them is a tankless. So we have like unlimited hot water, which is amazing. That 6-gallon tank on the old RV, that runs pretty low, pretty quick. So not for me though. I mean, you know, kind of a 4-minute shower guy. Jump in, 4 minutes later, I'm done. But Ray, something about needing to wash her hair. Takes a little bit longer than just old soaping a beard up. Anyway, we're all very happy and very grateful and very thankful. And again, if you are in the area within about an hour, hour and a half, give Ryan a shout. He's done it all. You know, he can even button up the electric if you need a hot water heater. But I'll link his information down below, whether you watch this on YouTube or Facebook. Just super pleased, man. He's very diligent. He's a hard worker. Because he kind of squeezed us in, we were not able to get a mini excavator, which would have made short work of a septic line. But he and Morgan and myself, we were prepared to dig it by hand yesterday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the hottest day of the year so far at 93 degrees with a 97-degree heat index, until we decided, you know what, I think we're just gonna see how far we can push Chad's tractor. And we did. And it worked great. It truly did. But there are some rocks down there. We have redstone and sandstone. I'll show you. They're called both of them. I think they're both the same thing, but I'll show you here in a minute. Just gave the old tractor a full send and no regrets. It was pretty nice. But let's go water some alpacas and see if Tipsy will come over here and hang out at the watering hole and maybe get her get her a little better with the fly spray. We'll see. Can you tell this has become quite the routine? Like, I do this every morning, man. So not always the cubes, but when it's this hot with the type of bug spray we use, they're used to it. We eat about half a bag of cubes and then we go to spraying. Woo! We need another sprinkler or something, Mama? Need another one? What are y'all doing? Let me get some fly spray for the alpacas. Fly spraying these alpacas is kind of frustrating because they want to get sprayed with water. And we do, like, once or twice a day. I come up here and fill up the troughs, I turn that hose on and they stand in it. Lady A needs it pretty bad. They roll in the dirt to protect themselves from the flies, keep themselves cool. But it works. How's that water, Bunny? Is it good stuff? I messaged our buddies Kylie and Aaron from Lone Rock, where we got all our longhorns from. I messaged them and just said, man, what's Tipsy's deal? And they were like, it's always been that way. So I do have and did get, I don't know why I'm walking over here. I need to show you. I did get a cattle, I think it's called a cattle sock, bovine sock, cow sock, whatever. But I got me one of these, right? And I'm waiting on the oil that you put on it to show up today. I know some of you guys said you can use diesel. I'm not opposed or above. But I'm just gonna see if that fly spray made for that rope works any better first. And ideally you wanna put it somewhere that they have to walk through it. So I thought about putting it in that mess of trees over there because they go in there all the time, but they don't have to go in there, you know, they may not use it. Are you gonna use that or just look at it? It ain't even hitting you. What are we doing? Water ain't cheap, lady. Actually, it is pretty cheap, but it ain't free. What's up, farm dogs? What's up, farm dogs? Sadie and Goose. And Ray just loves that her little designer dogs are now dirty farm dogs. It's awesome. Hey, I'd really appreciate if y'all didn't do that. I would. Should we show them what one of y'all did? Huh? One of y'all was trying to eat some puppy food and decided that this needed to be adjusted. I told you to put a fence around that RV. I told you that. I know, but I don't have to do everything you say right now, okay? There was more important things, like a dung diverter. Here you go, little lady. Yep, there was more important things, like a dung diverter. I think my dad called it a poop chute, or a crap trap. Can I say that? Gave this thing a full send by hand, and it wound up being, are those 20s? Yeah, it wound up being 60 feet long, maybe a little bit more. Ryan will probably correct me, but I think we had 4 pieces of 20-foot, 4-inch PVC. But we dug this by hand. That's a clean out. We dug that by hand and we got to right here. And I was like, you know what? This gonna take a minute. So we got out the old tractor and just gave her a full send. And if you didn't know, some of these rocks, man, my goodness, look at this one down here. Look at this. Just look at it. What in the world? Look at that rock. Okay, you want to see something crazy? That's a size 14 muck boot. Actually, it's not muck, it's extra tough, but look at that, Sadie. Look at that. That rock is huge. When that was in my bucket, I could barely get the bucket up. I couldn't get it out of the ground. My goodness. What do you think, buddy? What do you think? Huh? You're gonna be pretty. Well, you are pretty. Yep, you might actually be a pasture ornament for a little longer than I intended. But your buddy CJ, wherever he went, there he is. He keeps testing the fence. We're gonna give him a fence he can't get out of and just grow him out. Super slick, right? It's got grade to it. We made it all fancy. Now what we gotta do, this is all the dirt from where the septic came out, and our buddies at Quapaw Plumbing, they separated the rocks out of this dirt for us. So when I go to backfill, I don't have to put things like this on top of our PVC. I'll actually use this dirt, which has become kind of the hot spot for Bruce. And instead of putting rocks back on top of this, as far as these rocks go, some of you guys are like, man, it'd make a great fire pit. Man, it'd make a great da-da-da. Well, that's sandstone. I've heard it called redstone, but that's sandstone, and it's got sand in it, and you can break it really easy, like with a rock bar. I say easy. It's not easy, but it's easier than limestone, granite, I believe. You know, it's some pretty serious stuff. But at around a fire, like for a burn pit, well, first off, you're going to draw snakes. Goose just decided, he just decided the goats were too close. If you put that sandstone around a fire pit, it'll blow up. So don't do that. Not a good idea. It's already hot. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find some kind of project to start on, which may be just sitting in the comfort of the air conditioner. Don't judge me. My arm is not feeling great. I go on, thank you, cowboy. I go Wednesday to the doctor that did surgery on my right arm and see him, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna schedule surgery, which it is what it is. You know, gotta do it. Sometimes I think, well, I'll put it this way. Ray works for a doctor, as you guys know, a dentist, and the doctor was telling her, which he's a good friend of mine now through Ray and his family, and they're just awesome folks. And yeah, he was telling Ray that I need to get in there pretty quick, because the more I use my arm, since it's not fully torn, it'll create scar tissue. And when you get too much scar tissue, you can actually use lose use of your arm. And I can't afford to do that. So not lose use, but lose the ability to use the arm. Yep. We're just gonna go in and get started. It is what it is. I don't really, not that I don't have a choice, but we gotta get it done. I think, like the doctor was saying that Ray works for, Mark, you know, he was saying it's, well, I'll put it this way. I think probably 3, 4, 5 months ago, maybe longer, it might be closer to 6, he was actually out working on his tractor. He's got Angus and Herefords, I believe. And he was out on his tractor and he stepped off and fell and caught himself with his hands. Now his tractor is like, I'm picturing it with a cab, 6, 8 feet off the ground. He runs a lot more cattle, does a lot more stuff. His tractor's pretty much bigger than mine. But he caught himself with his hands and basically shattered one of them. Had to have a bunch of pins put in, and he just looked at it like a way of God telling him to slow down a little bit. And you know, it's funny, that's kind of how I felt last year when I hurt my right arm. So I slowed down. I quit picking things up that were so stinking heavy, and we bought a tractor that can move those things. I've been really pushing it on this cabin hard, and I think once again it's God's way of telling me to slow down. And I think that's also figuratively too, because you know, these boys are only little. These boys are only little so long, and I'll get in a rhythm where I'll work so hard that I miss what's in front of me and what's going on right now, and take in all this. You know, I can appreciate it and work hard at the same time. And you know, but this is summer, and you know, looks like we're gonna get ourselves, he don't like seeing himself, he doesn't know what it is, Come here. It's you. That's you. See how handsome you is? That's you, buddy. Come here. Come here. It's okay. So I think we're just gonna have surgery here in the next couple weeks, and you know, I remember it taking about 120 days in recovery. There's no therapy. It's just a long process of healing and not using it. So I think it's like a 2-pound weight limit. Well, you can't move it at all for 2 weeks, and then it's 2 pounds, which is basically the weight of my hand and my arm. And then it's 8 pounds, which is basically like a milk jug. And then I believe it jumps a little bit more, but for like the next 8 to 12 weeks, it's pretty slow. So, yep. Get a little blood on him right there. He was out chasing coyotes with Miss Tipsy at 3 o'clock in the morning, which sounds like a heck of an innuendo, but it's not. They were legit chasing coyotes. So, anyway. Yep. Shade feels pretty good though, huh, buddy? Huh? The shade feel pretty good? Look at all that, man. Hi, buddy. Old buddy's seen some stuff, man. He has seen some stuff. Badonk! Hey! Woo! I'm gonna go find me a nice shady spot and pick a project that's nice and slow, and then maybe take my beautiful wife to lunch somewhere. So anyway, that's that, right, buddy? All right, we'll see you guys after a bit. Oh, and stay tuned, because after this video, Case filmed a video and he goes into more detail about the new bathroom and how happy he is to have his own shower and his own throne, I believe is the way he put it. So anyway, yeah, you guys stay tuned. Tim, no one watches these videos, so don't worry about it. If you break it, I mean, we'll just tell them it's your first time. It's no big deal. I'm sure Ray will understand as well.
Yeah.
How's it look right there? Oh.
Pretty big bumps back there.
Yeah. The flex in that hitch. You'll have to watch this later.
I will.
I'm not okay with that, but it's working. I know it's supposed to do that, but
Getting the doggy some food.
oh. They eat food? I thought the donkeys ate it.
I know. Come on.
Wait, you said doggy food or donkey food?
Well, both.
He's trying to figure out which side he's supposed to come in.
Come on, man.
Come on, Bubba. Hey, so do you like it this way or no?
No, I do.
I like it better.
Yeah. I like that now we don't have to walk around the RV to get in the front door.
Yes. And it is definitely more level. The stairs also aren't like a foot off the ground.
Yeah.
Much better. We bought the designated leveling blocks for the tires. All right, well, she asked me for a septic so we could flush that stool in there. And I got her one, and then she didn't want to look at the septic line. So we had to flip the whole RV.
Oh, whatever.
So we didn't have to look at the septic. Whew, not really, but it's still pretty funny. But man, guys, it's been a few hours. It's been a busy day. We went and ate. It started pouring, which is crazy because Ryan and Morgan and myself are out here digging this. Ryan and myself and Morgan were out here digging the septic line yesterday, and it was like 95 degrees. And then today it's pretty much cloudy and overcast all day long. It's a perfect day to dig a septic.
And once the rain hit and stopped, the temperature was like 68. So
Oh, it's amazing.
Awesome
It's only
today.
71 degrees right now, and it was like 90 till 8 o'clock, 8:30 last night. Anyway, it is 7 p.m. the day you guys are seeing this. And we've just been going all day, and yeah, we have a lot of stuff planned. We've still got something pretty cool coming to, well, we don't want to tell them, but we still got something pretty cool to help. But we flipped the RV, actually. It wasn't because of the septic line, but we flipped the RV to help with the heat. And I think it's going to help a lot because we don't have hardly any windows on this side. All the panoramic windows are on the other side. But as you can see, of an evening and of a morning, all the animals are actually on that side. So now we can see them more.
I think Goose is going to become one of them.
Goose is kind of becoming, there he is. He blends in with the dirt too.
Yeah, he
so
does.
He's like, watch. Get him. Get him. Goose.
He doesn't have a care in the world right now.
Well, he's holding still because he's trying to figure out what she's going to do. Get him, Goose.
They are so...
Where's his collar run out? Is it right about there?
Yeah, probably.
Oh.
Goodness.
Our buddy that you guys saw moving the RV, he's already moved it once for us because when we had it delivered, it wasn't level at all. So he actually works over at Eubanks. Is it Power and Equipment? I don't know, but they carry AeroQuip, and we work with AeroQuip. They carry many, many other things. You should totally go see them if you're ever over here this way. But we went and talked to Craig Eubanks, and he loaned us a gooseneck. I'm sorry, he loaned us a fifth wheel hitch to have Tim move this the first time and level it up. And then it got into the 90s this week, and we were like, Tim, come back and spin it. We don't like the sun anymore. So randomly on a Saturday night, a couple weekends in a row, Tim's been out here and we've kind of become friends with him. And they've got hogs, wild hogs in the pasture behind that place. So if we want bacon, well, we don't want to eat some of them. We don't want to eat the boars, but we could find a good one to eat.
Yeah.
But anyway, maybe we'll just go over there and get us some pigs. So huge shout out to Tim. Can't thank him enough. They were out here for a couple hours and just moved it. No questions asked, no trouble at all. But it's definitely become a friend relationship. And I like that. I really value that because it's been kind of hard on me, even being 30 minutes from where I grew up, learning who I can call. You know what I mean? Like, you've been here for a while and she's got connections. And through those connections, we've met people like Tim and Ryan Miller, and it's been awesome. But for me, it's been kind of an adjustment, not just like calling up a buddy I've known for 30 years and having stuff done. So it's all working out. We were very content. We're very happy. We like where the RV's at. We got something coming, if you can't tell what it is, to help it keep it even cooler. And then it's time to get serious about a house. It truly is. That's always been the end goal. I think we want to put it like right there. So might have to call Tim to come back and move the RV when we start building the house, but it's gonna be a while. But can't thank you guys enough for being here. Stay tuned. Case's video is right after this one. I'm gonna link it down below. You can literally jump over there and watch it, okay? So with that said, y'all be good. Don't work too hard. Don't make it weird. Hold your best friend. God bless. Deuces. See you guys.